the third part in the series, and we're going to be discussing American football. And I'm going to head off some questions about it, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll get this thing started. Thanks for coming. Alright, so we're going to be discussing American football this time. And it's going to be also a little bit of other random questions maybe thrown in there as well, but for the main part we're going to try to keep it NFL. So the first question was, do you think that Tim Tebow would have been a good quarterback? I think this debate's been kind of gone through pretty extensively. I think the obvious answer is no. When he was coming out, I could see where maybe the question was, because they said he was just a winner. But I don't know. I never really, I don't want to say I never believed in that kind of like talk, and you know what I mean? Where, okay, let me give an example. So a good quarterback comes just like Tim Tebow. He doesn't necessarily have the best accuracy. He's not the great. He's a good quarterback, especially in college. But the best thing about him is that he's a winner. Like, you can't pinpoint a physical thing that he does, other than maybe running, that you're like, that's what I want him for. But so you say he's because he's a winner. He's a good winner. He knows how to. The moment's never too big for him. Which that might be an actual thing, but choosing someone because of something you can't grade or you can't physically see, I don't know. I just never really bought into it. I mean, it didn't work in this circumstance. That's so. To make my point, it didn't work in this example. But I remember they were trying to get Tim Tebow to be a tight end, and he was like, no, I don't want to be. I want to be a quarterback, you know. Which I have to commend him for sticking to his guns. However, maybe that would have been a better career move, but it doesn't seem like he's too worried about that. He seems to be having his thing rolling with. I think he does. He wrote like some books. I know a lot of people like that he's a Christian. That he professes his faith, which is awesome. Totally commend anyone who's willing to do that on a public spotlight, and be genuine with it, you know what I mean? Not someone who says it because they know people want to hear it, but like they genuinely believe that. It's pretty refreshing, and so that also helped boost, in my opinion, his stock for getting drafted. So I think it's already been decided he wasn't a great NFL quarterback. He did go to the playoffs. However, an argument for that is that the team he went to was already really good, because Peyton Manning went there a little bit later and ended up going to the Super Bowl. But Peyton Manning's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So, next question is, do running quarterbacks work in the NFL? I think now, especially now, absolutely. Yes. Because there's a stereotype that they can't, the accuracy, the passing accuracy isn't there. They take a lot of hits, they get injured a lot. Maybe their IQ isn't as high. That's some of the stereotypes for running quarterbacks. I don't necessarily agree with some of them, for sure. But even with quarterbacks with big arms, you know, they're stereotypical, like, this is what I was looking for, pocket passer. Yeah, they're still dummies as well. Like, they're not always bright. The injury thing is a real problem, though. I totally agree with that. You do take more shots, so you have to be mindful to get down or get out of bounds. However, that being said, if you can handle it, then by all means, it definitely opens up the defense. Look at Lamar Jackson. Look at Watson. Mahomes, even to an extent. Like, there's also right now there's like not a group, but there's like a group of quarterbacks who don't run, who are strictly pocket passers. Then there's a group who are good at escaping the pocket, but don't choose to run downfield. They choose to just run around to find an open man. I think that's very interesting. That's very, like, you have to be pretty accurate to do that, I guess. And then you have the ones who, once they get out of the pocket, they're just looking to run. They're just looking to straight down the field. So I definitely think it can work. I mean, Michael Vick was one of the first. He wasn't the first, but he was one of the first to like bring his own kind of swag to it. And I'm an Atlanta fan, so I like Michael Vick. I remember when he got booed when he came back, when he was playing against, not against, but playing with the Eagles against us, um, which I understood from a fan's perspective because it kind of felt betrayed. However, and betrayed in the sense of not going to the Eagles, but betrayed of what the whole dog incident. But I think he paid his time. He did what he had to do. So I don't hold any grudge. I don't think anybody should really either. Um, but yeah, so I definitely think a mobile quarterback can work in the league. I think it's working right now, as a matter of fact. Just look at Lamar Jackson, last year's MVP. All right, so the next one, does Bountygate? Bountygate doesn't matter because every team does it. That's interesting because the Saints got in trouble for that because I'll read exactly what he said. The league discovered players were being paid for registering hits that knocked opposing players out of the games. There was an abundance of controversy that still hasn't died down. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't like the Saints. Like I said, I'm a Falcons fan. But I can't believe that just happens there. I'm sure that happens all around the league where they tell you, like, go take this person. Like, I don't want to say you want to, obviously not kill them. Obviously you don't want to hurt them. But if you hit them legally as hard as you can and get them out of the game, yeah, that seems like it's football, to be perfectly honest. I don't think there's many people running around there especially on defense, thinking, oh my God, I'm just going to hit him hard enough to where he doesn't, he doesn't get mad at me or something. No, dude, they're trying to kill you. Like, I've played football in high school, and when you're running the ball, it looks like they want to kill you. Honestly, that's the vibe. So I guess the whole problem is I guess giving an award or some sort of paying them or but just saying it, like, you're gonna have to kind of miss me with that because you tell me you're saying a football team doesn't do that. I mean, they even tell you to do it to your own players almost, like in practice. Like, I remember coaches saying, if you don't lay him out, then you ain't going to play on this defense. Things like that. So it's like, dude, they even say it to your own team. So to say it to a rival or to in the NFL where you have to win every game, it's your job, or college, for example, if you're a coach, yeah, I can totally see that. Does it surprise me? Not one bit. Am I glad the Saints got penalized for it? Yeah, I am. Absolutely. Hopefully the Falcons don't get in trouble for that. But if they did, well, I mean, I can't be a hypocrite, Can't be a hypocrite. All right, another one's going to be offense versus defense in terms of winning championships. I think it's a tough one. I think there's multiple. Well, you hear the whole thing: defense wins championships. Also, if you outscore them, there you go. But it does seem that when the best offense plays the best defense tends to win. And I'll give you an example. Broncos versus Panthers. Colts. It's not necessarily a Super Bowl, but Colts versus Ravens. Denver versus the Ravens when Peyton Manning was with them. And the Broncos versus the Seahawks. Yeah. It just seems like if you can stop them long enough, like, I don't know, it's very beneficial to be able to stop someone. And versus if your defense is bad and your offense isn't firing on all cylinders, and they end up messing up, so they don't get as many points as the other team who just didn't mess up. That's a little more it's a little harder to do, in my opinion. Like, you have to have a really good offense for that, a really good offense. And how many in the NFL? How many offenses are like that? I mean, a few. I'm sure there are some good ones, but there's a reason that there's a defense. You know what I mean? If it was split 50-50, that'd be preferably better. But I'm going to have to go with defense on that one, personally. And last but not least, let me see. Let me find it right quick. Do I think any other team will go undefeated and win the Super Bowl? I mean, it might happen. I'll never say never. Doesn't look too likely at all. The Patriots were the last ones to get close, and they lost to the 8-8, I think, or 8-8, 9-7, or something. New York Giants, because the New York Giants, I'm pretty sure, to go to the Super Bowl, had to win almost all away games in the playoffs. That's hard. That's not easy. So win all away games and then play the undefeated Patriots in the Super Bowl. And they beat them. So, yeah, obviously it could happen. It just doesn't look like it's too likely to happen. So I'm going to have to say yes with an asterisk of, with no, however, no, I'm changing it. I'm going to no with an asterisk of, maybe. I mean, in 100 seasons from now, it might happen one more time. But that's the glory of being one of the only team so far to go undefeated. So kudos to them. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining me on my channel for the video on talking about sport or football. Join us on the next video. We're going to discuss our final sport, and then I already put in, there should already be a link for the fifth video, sorry, where I do an interview with my sister. So thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.